The cyberspace is home to billions of people and is the right platform you need to grow your business. The Center for Innovation and Technology is offering you a golden opportunity to speak directly to your market at an affordable price. We also offer media training workshops, live streaming, documentary production, and events management. Get in touch with us today on the following numbers: +263 867 711 0290 or 0718 100 235. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media platforms. Like our Facebook page, Center for Innovation and Technology. Follow us on Twitter @SiteZW. And you can also check out our website, www.site.org.zw. You can also visit our offices at 45 Moffat Avenue, Hillside, Blair. Take advantage of this opportunity to expand your business.
ebese ucela kini lapho esikubizileyo ukuthi sicela umoya ophansi isituation le ingaphezu komuntu wonke olapha endlini. But into enkulu nansi asibonisana nenini ukuthi nxa sekunje thina abahlali bakobulawayo sithi senze njani. Isystem endaso la. Angikholwa ukuthi kulento yenye esisayilindileyo ngaphandle kokuthi sizwe ukuthi council ibisithi senze njani bese sisizwa kumbono wenu presentation esizayenza.
15 budget that we presented last year. Our total budget for 2019 was 112.5 million, consisting of revenue budget of 116.6 million, capital budget 95.990 million. The significant factors that we considered in coming with this proposed supplementary budget. The BCC budget was crafted in September 2019. The price also increased from $45 to $3.45, and the water chemicals also increased the price based on the prevailing exchange rate. The bitumen and prime also increased from $30 to $4 per liter. Premix overlays were $20.95 per square meter, and they are now costing $99.35. How does this affect council? The service providers have also escalated their price, and they've passed the cost to council. The staff also made requests for inflation salary-related adjustment. The council assets will be under-insured, and service delivery will be affected in general. And the defaulting risk will lead to mitigation, whereby council will fail to pay its creditors. This is a track of the inflation from February last year to January 2019. When we budgeted in September, it was 5.39. It has been going up, October going to 20.85, November 31, and December 42, and as of January it was standing at 56.9 million. This is the proposed budget. For our revenue budget, which was standing at 116.6 million, we are proposing an increase of 56%. which is the inflation figure, to 187.24. The capital from 95.90 million to 288.04 million. And the total budget will move from 212 million to 475.28 million. This is the capital budget sources of financing. We've got the projects AFDB, which are 24.49 million US dollars, which has been flexed to 75.92 million in the RTGS dollar. And it consists of the revenue contribution to capital borrowing powers, pipeline levy, and pre-sale of stamps. The total capital budget is 95.86 million, which will go up to 288.03 million. The proposed income budget. For the 2019 budget, which has already been approved, we're anticipating to get income from water of 80.81 million, but with the proposed budget, we're anticipating 50.10 million, health 11.44 to 17.85, sewerage from 12.57 to 23.38, housing from 5.53 to 8.63 million, education from 2.25 to 3.51 million, social services 5.81 million to 9.06 million, fire and ambulance from 660,000 to 1.3 million, rates and general services 47.55 million to 73.68 million. We move to the expenditure side. Council operates a balanced budget system. So from the income that is going to be received, it will spend the equal amount. For water, we're expecting to spend 38.74 million from 24 million. Health, 39.72. Sewerage, 18.92. Roads, 70.74. Housing, 6.32. Education, 10.14. Public lighting, 1.31. Fire and ambulance, 11.20 million. Rates and general, 35.95, giving us a total of 187.24 million. The proposed charges, we've got higher of vending pays. Currently, the payment was $50, and we are proposing an increase of $28, which is 56%, and the proposed charge would be $78, incurring a VAT of $11.70, giving us a total of $89.70. Then there are vending pays. The current charge is $13.04 excluding VAT. We're proposing an increase of $7.30, giving rise to $20.34, and the VAT component, which goes to ZIMRA, is $3.05, giving a total of $23.39. We move to the transport operators. The current charge is $65.22, excluding VAT, and we are proposing an increase of 56%, which will give us a total of $101.74, excluding VAT, which will be $15.26, giving us a total of $117 for the transport operators. Thank you.
The informal sector want to know what it is for us. We don't see any development. We have requested time and time again, all right, that the money must be plowed back, which we contribute to the informal sector, e.g., at the market, all right. Half of the people are paying, but they are not trading there. The reason why, the people in the center cannot sell. It's too crowded. If you go in there, thieves will follow you and they'll pickpocket you. We requested that the vendors be put on either side
There's the chairman on this side, and the chairman here is representing FIT. We've requested that the two go on either side of the street where there will be fair trade, where each one who comes there will enjoy, not only the people on one side who are on the outer base. And time we've come to this meeting, reported it, they said we don't have money. We're tired of that. The money which we put in this must be ring-fenced, and that money must be used to develop the informal sector where we are. E.g., 6th Avenue extension. It's a shame. What's happening there? Just go and see how many from now people have to clean up. There are no toilets. Mutizwa closes. We've been telling you that is a private property and it cannot cope. That's why when the inspectors went there, they were catering for the people who were in the informal sector there at the flea market. Not for the thousands now which are there on the streets in 6th Avenue extension going down that way. We were promised mobile toilets. Where are the mobile toilets? We are not children. We want answers. Thank you.
Singakhalela laphana siyabhadala bathi ukubhadala kwethu akukhanyi ukuthi imali ethu isebenzayo. Sacela kudala ukuthi kunabantu abasebenza nzima emalayindana aseduzane kakhulu ukuthi ngabe umgwaqo uyangena phakathi wezwe ukuthi abantu basondele ngapha abanye basondele laba phakathi labo bathengisi ngoba ilayini yonke phakathi lana kayithengisi lutho. Akula lutho income engenayo lapha. So esikucela ukuthi lo imali ethu ibhadala abanye basebenza mahara laphana abanye bebhadala abanye bengabhadali. Akula lutho olwenziwayo. Amapholisi ethu labe bakhangele besenza abakufunayo abathengisayo bona bangalama license. Laba lama license bathengisa mbijana ngoba labana babe bavalele phandle. Kuyafana la kusukela emapostoli ngale kuzobefika kumgabe into efana nayo leya. Then ngathi silasebhodini futhi amanzi akula ama-toilet akula but siyabhadala bayabhadala imali abantu labana bayakhala ngama-toilet bayakhala ngamanzi bathi amanzi abalawo baze bebuye khona ngapha abanye becela ngaphi kwezindawo sicela lisincedise lathi khonapha ningakakhwezi imali zenu kumabhesi.
I've been advised that our toilets currently at Egodini, they are renting Gomtize and they are negotiating with the Frank Knight to access our toilets for Egodini. Egodini is programmed, the project to be completed, say, by end of November this year. Maybe that's when everything will normalize. Just on the issue of our toilets.
Housing, I think the same issue, the arrangement which we have is that the vendors use the Mutize toilets and council is paying for that. Unless if they are not copying, then something which can be looked further. But when it comes to mobile toilets, council, at the moment, the mobile toilets are overwhelmed. They cannot be stationed at that place. The solution will be maybe finding alternative toilets within the private properties. That means renting again. That's what we
Sicela ukuthi sinanzelele ukuthi egodini kuyasetshenzwa kuza sihlalisa kubi silifana le ndlu nje nxa i-extendwa ekhaya anti ke sisakholisa nxa isa-extendwa kodwa ingaphela sekusiba ngcono sikholwa ukuthi egodini asibekezelele nini iza sihlalisa kubi nje kusetshenzwe sibone ukuthi kuza sisiza ngani nxa isephelile.
Siyabonga sen.
Then ke ubaba singakayi kumcijo ubaba bekhala ngokuthi abantu abahlalisalanga kuhle lapha ku6 angithi yikho khala ngakho ukuthi abanye basithe abanye angithi
Kulabanye abathengisa mahara
yonke leyo ufuna ibamba tu. All right. Udubuza sinceda ngaleyo.
Salibonani badawo.
kuliqiniso ukuthi ama-base uplanwa ayefakwe ngaleyana indlela. I-view yayingeyokuthi sizama uku-create more space kwenzantu bakwane. Uma singakhangela endaweni zethu zenzana esithengisela kizo, singafaka amalayini ngapha akube lakuthi ngapha la ngapha kuphela. Kuba very difficult ukuthi abantu bangakwana. Looking at the numbers that we have, kuzaba lobunzima obukhulu ukuthi bonke abantu bangaphuma befakwe ngaphi. Kodwa ke it is a view and a point that has been raised at other meetings. And what we will do, i-council ezakwenza, i-housing, le town planning qala bazahlala phansi bakukhangele ukuthi kambe what could be the best way forward. And two, ebese ngakucela ukuthi maybe lay ingene ku all stakeholders meetings zethu lama suggestions nalawo uwenze sikukhangele rather than mainly from here. But I know ukuthi kutsho ku budget lokubhadala kwabantu. Ngiyabonga.
Ubonga nge-consultation, I've always said, besides other things, you are doing very well, especially in that respect, Yama consultations. We don't wake up in the morning and find things having been changed. Singajelwanga is very rare. So, can we try this on Apple? And then, listen, sitting in indaba yegodini leyana singamelelo November sizabe sesile cholera babantu manje. I think we need to do something about it. I think there's nothing impossible within the city. I know you can do it. I know if you commit yourselves, I know it can be done. We really need something to be done there in terms of provision of ablution blocks there. Cholera, we don't want to have cholera in this part of the country. We have never had it. We should not break that history of maintaining that status. So it's not really cholera. And then when it comes to it's quite correct, it's true that things have gone up. The situation is bad, the economy is bad. Ukhulumile unmeya laphana ngokuthi inflation yakhwela from 5% to 56%, as was also alluded to by the accountant. The situation is really, I don't know if I could say, it's difficult to manage, if I may put it that way, yeah. Because I nearly say it unmanageable, but it's manageable, but it's very difficult to manage. But what I would say, especially in terms of revenue collection, yes, we may increase this and that, it's fine. But what are we doing? We're also increasing inflation. Something that we need to also to look at. Inflation. Because what is going to happen is, and so forth, and it's not the solution. Last week, when we were in a meeting, we've got a problem with central government, because, I'm sorry to say this, isn't it a supplementary budget like what you are doing here. But I would have thought, I'm not taking you back, I'm not blaming you, but probably for the future, I know you are people who are you are professionals in your own field. But I would have thought if we could have, if it is a supplementary budget, what are the projections for the coming quarter of the year or half of the year and so forth, in terms of what has happened in our economy. Separately. But then, all the same, revenue collection, I might have taken too long to speak, but I think it's very important. With good revenue collection, like I've already alluded to the fact that at times we may be, running after something that may not be the solution. I would think imali ikhona ebantwini phandle, but we are not collecting it. That might be another way of trying to deal with the situation. Money is there. That's one I can assure you. I think it is Zulu Babumalala sitena abantu ababhadali basebenza benga. Yet indawo eziningi vele abantu basebenza benga. Imali is there. Nxa sikhweza, for your own information, service khwezela the very same people who are paying. Labana mabhadaliyo, they still get away with it, which I think is a burden that we are imposing on people who are loyal to the city. I would think that what we need to do, I think for the past 2 years, we have been talking about ukuthi umuntu othengisa illegally angabotshwa street kapitalism achieve njalo, like what is happening in Botswana. I know I've always said this, and we have said we follow our bylaws and so forth and so forth. But in Botswana, they find you selling your things, whatever. Ukubhatala khonapho, bakuchiye usaluthengisa, kusasa uzakubhatala futhi, and so forth and so forth. Like what has always been proposed by some other informal traders, ukuthi abantu babhataliswa even $1 a day or whatever. That is one, punitive, and two, it is also a way of collecting revenue, which would assist the city. Let's consider that. I think we need to reconsider that. Ukuthi can we, ukuthi when abantu abenza, you can even charge them. Imali ezabenza ukuthi bagcine the city, the best is to go and buy a license and pay for my activity. Sorry for taking too long. Thank you. And it would also cut out corrupt.
Sizama ukusebenzisa itechnology khathesi baba malaba besisalwisa ukuthi sisebenzise itechnology siliregister lonke laphana libe lokungama number okuthile ukuza kwenza ukuthi silitrack lula ongabhadaliyo simthole lula. Ngiyabonga nje ukuthi umcijo layo ubuye ngathi uyabuyela bikho futhi ukuthi engxenye lo ongaregisteranga ongekho ku database yethu simbhadalise okwedlula labo abavele bengabethu phela, angithi ukuze angakholisi ukutrader ngendlela engayisiyo ebulala laba abanye. Ngabona malapha yikho obukhuluma lakho.
Mina angitshonto amabhilana akhitshwa. Ngithe akuvulwe phakathi lapha manje. Kube lomgwaqo awuzangena phakathi amabhili abangapha laba phambili laba abaphakathi labo bathengisa. Yiko kwenza ukuthi bephume abanye abantu bezihlalela ngapha.
Ngiyabuzwa abanikazi bamabhili.
Ngoba ungafika ngake ngamtshela udingiwe lwami ngami ngamthatha wabuya lapha wakhangela. Ngiyabona sekule 2 years lokho sikhuluma into one. Lokho sithi hayi sizabuya abakalokhu sibu.
Ngicela ukuthatha. Na uyinto enzima isebenza futhi
We appreciate that this supplementary budget was necessitated by the rising costs and the inability of the City Council to provide decent services in that sort of environment. However, from the informal sector point of view, some of those services are not being provided due to circumstances, like say for instance the construction of the Ekodini project. My colleague here earlier on alluded to the closing of the public toilets over there that has caused untold problems, whether these are health or just other social problems. When we look at that situation from the point of view that I have just made, we find that services that we are supposed to be paying for as informal sector workers are not being provided. The toilets are not there. Then again, ablution I mean, like the provision of clean water, that also has been removed, especially at Egodini. So we are faced with a situation whereby the city council is asking us to pay more for services that are not available. I don't want to be sarcastic by saying that what we really see that we are paying for are the demarcation marks that are there. But that is being sarcastic. Another service that is not available at the moment in that area is the timely removal of litter of garbage from the Egodini area. If you go there now, Lopemula Street, in between 6th Avenue and 8th Avenue, you have a pile of garbage there. That's a health hazard. I have to pass there every morning going to work. And it's really a sad thing to see that my city, I'm so proud of my city fathers. I'm talking about the administration part of it. I'm so proud of them. They have proved themselves to be so efficient and so competent. And yet, I witness this thing every morning. And I ask myself, what is going on? Why? So please, when you do expect us to pay more, consider the services that you are providing.
I think it's almost 2 years now around revenue collection. And our proposal is that, or was that, will our city council consider decentralizing offices or collecting revenue, particularly for the informal sector, to township housing offices. And we seem not to see that happening. We don't know whether there are challenges, because I think for us, that's an opportunity for council to at least reach out to many people who can't come into town to come and pay $5 or so. But that is not happening. So we wonder why, whether, but we think that it will ease a lot of challenges, particularly for people trading without licenses, because they say that they cannot come into town into the country by getting a 3, then a 2. To pay $5, they say it doesn't really have economic sense. So we are calling upon the council again in this particular meeting. If you want to really get at least more people paying for my licenses, consider that proposition that we made sometime in 2017. We want, I think in the meeting we raised a similar issue, and the town clerk said that they are looking into it. And we are not seeing any action. We're almost now towards the end of the first quarter of the year. But I think we need to say, let's take this serious and see whether we don't get some benefits from it.
Egodini ngicela sibe patient. Lokho kunye okunjengama ablution amazazwisisi why don't we have water khona pha ngenxa ye
the arrangement was they provide everything in our pay, but unless if there are new challenges there.
ngisho ngathi they are even worried about amanzi nje okunatha khona pha.
Vele benathe ama-toilet. Kule separate supply of water, and then we benathe ama-toilet. I think that arrangement will continue.
Anyway, we will look into that. Bakhala la collection ye garbage, doctor. Kulo Bengula Street, kule problem.
So just our challenge the fuel for some time, so maybe that is complicated a little bit, but also the size of AMA refuse receptacle, that is AMA plants. I think it also contributes because the smaller they are, the quicker they will fill up.
Okay.
So this is why we were talking of farmers'
Farmers'
kitchens, because where the areas which they are referring to, they tend to be high volume generation sites. And as such, it would be prudent to have bigger.
Izinto esasesize awadile zonke zonele zophoke sekwaphela. Uthe uNdebele? Ndiweni sisithi uNdebele lwana bese sonke na. Hayi. Oh, okay. Ukuthi libhadale anyway. Kudalwa into le uma laba bekhuluma nga asikali allocate ama accounts so that you are free to pay anyway. But we are working on that. Besingakali introduce ku S400 because of certain reasons. But say ukuthi even ama payment modes abe maningi. For instance, khathesi the bill code. You can pay using your bill code, you can pay using your all these other things as is side for the time being. But we will quickly sizalwisa ukuthi sikhangise introduce ku system. Yikho lokhu mali abakunyakade ukuthi yikho abanye sibaphutha ngoba kasila database epheleleyo. But we will work on that. We apologize.
Database the point of what abantu sinalo nwadini they are organized maybe information may be report also we need to get it because as well they can do that for and how do they then get the receipt and how other things.
Okay.
So all that information we say if we want to communicate to our structure one is valid to actually pay.
Ansitsho nge-database nje from our side, we link up to our main mainframe.
It appears that the refuse that I spoke about, the mountain of refuse used in Lopengula Street, is being added on by companies in the area. It's not just the informal sector workers that are dumping there. Also companies, shops within the area, and residents. Because this morning I found a pile of old tires there. And also, household waste. I saw that there. So that made me realize that this sort of thing is going on.
And agree on what they think could be the position of the group. Sikangele sabona ukuthi yes, an increase may be required, but we need also to look at ukuthi abantu abayibabathengayo what increase have they had for them to be able to buy, because we may increase to people who may not even afford anything that would have increased. It won't still help. And we also looked at the percentage eyefakweyo sabona ukuthi percentage liyana iphezulu kakhulu, especially looking at our situation. Sathi thina kungangcono ukuthi ibe reviewed downwards to an extent where people can be able to afford to pay that kind of increase. The percentage that we thought probably we could propose. The government itself, in their budget, they looked at what they called austerity measures. We are going to cut down on this expenditure, and we are saying our council is competent enough also to look at that kind of approach to try and manage the situation that is prevailing. The government was looking at a situation where even if they increase, people may end up failing to afford. So they had to cut down on some of their expenditure. So we are saying, what is it that the council is looking forward to cutting down on in order to try and manage our economic situation and be able to provide services ngendlela efanele. And then we also looked at the retention fund. Satitina, we need also, as informal traders. I don't think it's out of, it's not, it's still within our agenda anyway. It's still within the agenda of this budget review. Would you also look at the retention fund, which you want if is this one, we know because we know what it can also take care of some of the services if it is well administered. And also we are looking at a situation where the city council itself has got professionals, technocrats, people who know what can be done in order to fulfill a certain need in an area, which may also take care of some of the need to increase. It would be something to do with our service delivery, because that's the main purpose of council, service delivery. So, how is it administered? We know our councillors, they are political figures. They may not be competent in that area. Yes, I'm a resident, yes, we are the people concerned, we need to benefit. But we are saying, let there be a guidance of the council, advice from the council and administration, which would also bring about the element of accountability, transparency, and so forth. That also would assist in service delivery. Then the other thing that we are still emphasizing on is on revenue collection. In revenue collection, we have mentioned informal traders that are trading outside Bulawayo and even those that are within the city center, who are not paying. The council must come up with a mechanism to collect those funds, to regularize those vendors who are out there. Regularize them. It's not that they don't want to be regularized. They do. But as a council, we are failing to reach out to them. Let that be done. There is a lot of money out there. And the issue of what was proposed by Mr. Ndwene, it needs also to be looked into. Because we have got offices out there that collect money for riots and so forth. They can be also be used in a way for that purpose. People can still pay there. I think that mechanism needs only to be put in place, and then things will flow. Because we are saying we may be putting the burden by increasing on the people who are already paying to the council, and only a few people. So let's widen our scope of coverage. Let's put our net to a wider ground. Right, then let's come to the figure that we are proposing. Not the figure as such, but the percentage. Because we tried to check what percentage was used. It's like it was 56%. And then we are saying that might be too much, really, for the people who are selling tomatoes, selling whatever they are selling there. Because one day, one may even go back home engathengisanga lutho, eswele le mali yokugada. So we are saying, having said that, the percentage that we are proposing to the council is 15% of increase. We say we cannot do without an increase anyway, but the percentage that probably can be afforded by our street vendors and the vendors who are trading out there is 15% increase. Thank you. Unless if there's something else that I have left out, my colleagues here can add.
Igama lami ngi-Ishmael. Namhlanje ngikhulumela abathengi and the organization okuthiwa yiNakhora ngibakathengayo lapha. ngithanda ukuthi ngigcizelele ipoint engiyayikhulumileyo, but before then ngi-emphasize ipoint yama-leakages due to corruption. Ukuthi lots of i-revenue efanele ifinyelele esikhwameni se-council, ungakhangela even outside Bulawayo, it has been discovered ukuthi it leaks through corruption. The people that are out there, if they never collect revenue from our vendors, they don't bring it in. Here's Kwamenza. So what is important is to check the council ilani at the moment, the anti-corruption unity council. Do you have a fully functioning anti-corruption unity? Yokuplaka izinto zalezo ngokuthenja ukuthi kuza abantu balungile nje bazazwisisa ukuthi kule nkinga edolobheni, because if we don't have that, then imali ayisozingena. Ungaze increase abantu bafake entweni eziningi imali yablocking ingafiki phakathi. We see it on a daily basis, abantu bribing their way into ukudlalela nje bangathengisi. Money being collected, yes, comments abantu, and unless the council is able to plug those leakages, imali ayisozingena. Then another point, yindaba yokuthi let's remind each other ukuthi as izinto zikhwela kanje, none of the people abafanele babhadale, not least the vendors, including abantu abasebenzayo nje oleholo eselikhwelile, none. And over some people, imali yabo has seriously declined in real terms over the past 5 years or so. Kakhulu ukuthi kakusathengi. And the more imali ikhwela le, yi-vicious cycle enkulu kakhulu ngoba lo muntu othengisa itamati ukuzamela likhweze we-transport akhweze will be back iminyaka ungakapheli khona lapha futhi izinto sezikhwelile, ugcine ku-create a lot of instability. So kuqakathekile khona lokhuyana ukuthi sibone sikucabange as we propose this. And probably also i-left into engizwe i-discusswa lapha the issue of ukuthi i-council yona, what is its contribution in this one, probably raise on austerity. Are there any things as the council at this point in time, economy yona lesikiyo sezingasasuspendwa zingasebenzi in order to council the most essential elements of ukuphila kwabantu e-council ezinjengamanzi ezinjengesewer zinga-affected? Because if you are trying to run everything 100%, as if this is a normal society, a normal economy, then akusoze kusebenze. So it is important ukuthi lani kweleni side like likhangela ukuthi kodwa okunye lokhu akuke kume kancane ukuthi sikuphi imali until when the situation normalizes. I think that is important ukuthi when you come to these platforms, probably ngingekho kungenzeka ukukhulunyiwe uqolo lapho ukuthi kukhona yini as you are here izinto sezikhwelile, that we are saying, look, people were budgeted for this and this and this and this, but because of the economic situation we are taking imali from lapha sesimisa lokya sesifunda lezi zinto that are more essential for survival, functioning, proper functioning here council. That would be my contribution here.
Good scope so that we come to a common ground. So we are happy with the proposals coming through. It shows which line you have considered the situation, you are aware of what's going on the ground. Also, you are sensitive to council's plight, but also you also need services to improve on your side. So at this point, I'll hand over to Mr. Ndimande. Mr. Ndimande, sir. Who has responded.
Siyabonga. This is proper consultation. Besixoxisana sisizwa lani siletha lo wethu umbono. Sisizahlanganisa umbono womuzi wonke. Bese silazisa. Angithi siyakunanzelela kodwa singakehlukani ukuthi ama chemicals awamanzi increase nge-current, actually wona increase every day nge-rate. If you land yakhumbula ukuthi yaya kubani, so senze ukuthi ke nxa anti sabuthi umuzi wethu rane singaze sathi ground sibe sikhumbula ke khona lokhu sizahlanganisa imbono ke yomuzi wonke ke Sithanda ukulibonga kakhulu ngokubuya la nxa abantu bebalutshwana anti kwakuthiwe ke isikhathi amagundane amaningi alamlindi. Siyabonga ukuthi ke libuyile ke. Uyatshiseka ndiwe?
Yeah, ngombuzo lo.
Yes.
Ngombuzo ngemithi kodwa
ngani?
Ngemithi
Yes.
Uke wale discussion kwenye igroup yethu ama-vendors besibathi sibebuzana phesitshela mvuzo bebuzana ukuthi kanti who-supplies i-council ngemithi who are the suppliers abantu bangikhona akula ma-competitors who can provide imithi just tendering process ngiyangizwa ukuthi ngithina abantu besingxenye abantu abasupply yibo abakhweza kakhulu then i-council throw the burden on us. Who are the suppliers actually? Can council open tendering process yemithi and then as long as imithi azisibulala kuphela kodwa imithi ayakline amanzi?
Sivele zonke izinto esizithengayo we go out to tender. Lama chemicals we went out to tender. Nguye owawinayo lakhathesi nxa usenza i-survey is still the cheapest. Each time nxa sesiya order we do a little survey ukuze sibone ukuthi ulokho within yini. So lakhathesi yena kuphela okumhluphileyo ukuthi kuqala sasimtholela imali at 1-1 i-reserve bank yasisiza. Ukuthi sekutshitshile sesile interbank rate you are sayisebenzisa. That's the only way we can do it, unfortunately. So ke bakithi alright sizaxoxa outside le.
Ya mina lokukhansile khangelelane le revenue collection. Kweze transport angazi ukuthi ukhansile ngakwenza njani. Because Mkandla ngizakhuluma ngikhangelela isite area endalela kulo. Ulalezi izimoto abathi imshika. Ngazi ukuthi kula means in ukhansila ngazama ukukhulumisana labo ukuthi be register. I think imali eningi ukhansila ikhuthayo yani. Because most of the times I think ama-officers kakhansila ebuya kakhansila ebuya laphana ngabe ukuthi babambe certain cars zilutshwane ezibuye emabhukwini ezinye imali but mbonani ukhansile ngabale way balakho ukuthi imoto lezana nxa ukuthi zimele ziregister zithele.
Uyazi i-problem iyakube nkulu kulana imoto lezana nxa unanzelela zigcwele ilizwe ngithi the whole country through we have problems with those cars. Thina ke lapha se transport policy siyehluleka ke ukuthi sibathi rope in ngoba i-problem leyo eyokuzimotshana lokhana eqinisweni lonke is bigger than us. Angikwazi ukuthi ukhona engineering kukhona lengakwenza ngazo kambe kathesi.
Ngaphandle ukuthi ngiphendule ukuthi umthetho welizwe kathesi imoto azana register ngoba they are not passenger carrying vehicles. They can only be registered as taxis. Ama-taxi la njengabo-meter taxis lamanye lawo. Kodwa kathesi they have to meet certain conditions and requirements. Yikho libona thina like transport policy. I-policy ethu ile mithetho yokuthi singathwala ngale ndlela abantu. Lezana imoto zonke lezibona zinjeyana sizigada sinje. Kazila even i-passenger insurance. Ungafa nje uyawufana nomuntu ofe njengentwana. Lokunye okuningi ngeke sikukhulume lapha kubudget. Kodwa iqiniso ukuthi they are illegal. Njalo council cannot legalize what is illegal. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you for coming, Sibongeka kakhulu, for your input and your contributions. Sizacela ukuvala ngomthandazo. And also, I think as a stakeholder, you've got a department that you work with daily. So, okunye mbona ngani siyahlala ama follow-ups izinto zethu sigcine zingasahambi kuhle. So maybe we need to improve how we interact daily. Parent department for you is housing and community services. So they are directly in charge. So some of these issues as the operations, singazihambisa khona ngale. But akuthi ukuthi siyavala, maybe if it needs more departments, siyakwanisa ukuthi sibhalele even u-town clerk or go to the relevant department. So we ask that we keep those communication lines open so that sikwanise ukuthi sincedisane. Siyabonga. I'll ask for a closing prayer, please. Mr. Manning, sir.
Please, we are requesting a site visit from the department heads Then they can see when we speak. Maybe when we are in those meetings, it's not cascaded to the relevant departments. But if you go on the ground, especially a market today, no. I pray every day that we never have cholera. The situation on the ground is bad, you guys.
I think that can be arranged.
Yeah.
I
Thank you.
think we'll arrange it. See us come. See us go.
The cyberspace is home to billions of people and is the right platform.